Hey guys, welcome back to another video with InfoSec Pat. This is going to be video 2. I just got done installing Windows Server 2022. In this video we're going to be doing Active Directory and setting up AD. So like I said, this is going to be like a hands-on lab type stuff for VMware ESXi, VMware training, and the first couple of videos are going to be Microsoft Windows Server to get that all set up. So when we implement our ESXi servers, we can have something to DNS to resolve, and I want to show you all that in upcoming videos. So please like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And if you have any recommendations, like I always say, hit me up on social media and let me know some recommendations. I love hearing them. I write them down in my recommendation book. And these are some videos that I was recommended for Windows Server 2022. This is not going to be a Windows Server 2022 series, but we're going to learn some stuff about setting up Active Directory, DNS, and all that stuff with 2022 server. All right. So if you guys are new to the channel, like again, subscribe, and I want to give you guys a brief background about me and what this playlist is going to entail. All right. So let me go click here. Say, like it says here, welcome to the VMware ESXi 6.7 training videos and hands-on labs. So a little bit about me. This is my ugly face, and I have a few certifications under my belt. I have the Certified Ethical Hacker, Certified Hacking Forensics Investigator, EC Council Certified Analyst, LPT, OSCP, CISSP. I do have a VCP, VMware Certified Professional, and these are from some Cisco ones I have, but they're probably expired by now. But I did take the CCNP Security, CCNP Routing Switching, and CCDP. And a little bit about my background. Who am I? I have over 15 years experience now. I've worked in Windows administration, network administration, InfoSec. I was director of IT. Did a whole bunch of roles. And some technologies that I've worked with is HP servers, Dell servers, Cisco, VMware, Palo Alto, Microsoft, Azure, AWS, Kali Linux, and a whole bunch of other ones. I hold a few certifications under my belt, like I just went over in the last slide. I love learning new things. I just absolutely love it. And I'm a big sports person, and I like hanging out with friends and family. Okay, so the last video, the first video, we did install Windows Server 2022. So if you missed that video, go back to that video, check that out, and come back here. And this is when we're going to continue the journey of setting up Active Directory on our server that we just installed. Okay, so what we're going to be doing in this video, we're going to be changing. I already did all this. I changed in the last video, I changed the server name to Win 2022 DC01. We're going to be changing the IP address to 192.168.99.100. We're going to add Active Directory domain services on this computer, on the server, and then we're going to test DNS with an NS lookup. And I want to show you what I mean by that. So I want to bring this over here. Okay, so let's open up our Windows Server. Make this big. All right, I just want to make sure everything is good over there. So we don't have anything, like if we click on IP address, it's DHCP. So we're getting 192.168.99.128. That's coming from our DHCP server in VMware. Obviously, this is no bueno because we have to statically assign our IP. Okay, so if we just open up a command prompt and do an ipconfig all, and I want to make this a little bigger so I can see it. The 24. Yeah, it's a lot better. So our host name is Win22 DC. I'm so used to 2019. Win22-DC01. It's pulling the IP address of 192.168.99.128, and this is our DHCP server, and so on and so forth. But we're gonna go ahead and change all that. Okay, let's go ahead and go to properties. I want to disable IPv6 because we're not going to be using IPv6 in this series. Hit properties, and what I want to do here is do 192.168.99.100. and 192.168.99.1. and my DNS is going to be 19. Let's see, what did this give us for DNS? .2. All right. What I want to do is I want to do 192.168. I want to do .50.1. I want to see if that works, and then 8.8.8.8. And then this is going to change. And the 50.1 is my router. So let's see if we can, if we do that, let's see if we get back internet and see if we can ping google.com. Give it a second. I just got back on the internet. We'll give this a second and see if it works. Okay, it's not working. Very interesting. All right, let's see if we have to, we shouldn't have to do that. We do have internet access. Let's see if I can just ping Google. All right, so DNS is not working. Let's go see if we can fix that. Let's do 99.2. See if that works. Internet doesn't really matter because I don't care about the internet, but I just want to see if we can get this to work. All right, I'm not too worried about that right now. So if we refresh here, we can see our IP address 192.168.99.100, and we're going to go ahead and go to Manage, Add Roles and Features. Go ahead and hit Next. It's going to be role-based. Next. This is my server. Next. I want to add Active Directory domain services. Hit Add Features. Next. 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 Install. So we're going to install this here. And once this installs, you know, we can look at the DNS settings later. Like I said, like this is all on a segmented network that's off my production network. So I'm not really worried about internet so much. Just want to make sure it all works. This shouldn't take, my neck hurts. This shouldn't take too long. This should only take a few seconds. And once this is done, we're going to have to promote this to a domain controller. This is just adding Active Directory domain services. Then we have to add promote it. Okay, so we'll give this a second. Now it says configuration requires configuration required, installation complete. Hit close. We just see this little yellow exclamation point. We click on this and we'll promote this to a domain controller. Okay, so here we have add a new domain controller to an existing domain. Obviously we don't have that. We can add it to an existing forest. We don't have that, but we're going to be setting this up in a new domain. So my root level domain, I'm going to make it InfoSec Pat .local. Okay, that should be fine. And then the next one is going to be the domain controller options. And 2016 is the latest, I believe, because 2019 is not here. So 2016 is going to be our functionality level for the domain functionality level in the forest. And we're going to be adding DNS server on here, a global catalog, so it can be a writable domain. And then I want to add my password. Okay, and hit next, next. And then our net bio should be InfoSec Pat, if I know what I'm doing. Just give that a second to propagate. See InfoSec Pat, that's fine. Hit next. The paths is going to be like the sysvol directory and all that good stuff. Your NTDS, sysvol. Leave that all as default. Hit next. In here, we're going to go ahead and hit install once this is ready to go. Okay, this whole process, if you're in the real world, setting up Active Directory, let's hit install, it should probably take no more than an hour. You know, installing the operating system, configuring your IP address settings, adding the ADDS role, promoting it to a domain controller. All this process should probably take you 45 minutes to an hour, just for one domain. If it's a clean slate infrastructure, it shouldn't take more than an hour. Like if you see, like, I don't know, because I have the PowerPoint on this screen, so I can't see how long we've been filming, but it's not very long. It's not long at all. So just watch it until the end, get the full experience. This should be fun. Hopefully it installs, it configures, and all that good stuff. You can also use bridge connection in your virtual machines, but I don't use bridged because I don't want it to talk to anything on my production network. That's why I have it on that 192.168.99 network. So, but .50.1 is my DNS server that sits in my house that's resolving DNS going out to the internet. But we'll figure something out with that. We'll wait till we get DNS installed. We'll tinker with that and see if we can get that to work. But like I said, I'm not really sweating that. I'm not really worried. Well, we'll see how long this takes. Hopefully it's finished quickly. It's taking a little longer than expected, unless it does take this long for 2022. This is the first time I set up Active Directory in Windows Server 2022, so I'm not sure. But while this does its thing, I want to go ahead and just see if I can tinker with these settings. See if I can go to details. Okay, I don't know if this is going to have any so I want to have it itself. All right, it's probably done now. We can hit close here, and it's successfully installed. Hit close, and we're going to go ahead and reboot. Yeah, it's going to restart. I didn't even do anything. It just restarted by itself. Anytime you install Active Directory, once you install and promote it to a domain controller, it's going to reboot your server. And then when it reboots, I should have InfoSec Pat /administrator to log in. Okay, so that indicates that we have a domain controller or a domain. And you can also do other user. I want to show you. There's multiple ways to log into a domain. Even as a user, like if you're logging into Windows 11 or Windows 10, that's a part of a domain. You can use like user at domain, and then you can put your password in. Okay, I'll show you the two options right now. Once this is always going to take a second to boot. Once we log in, it's going to have to set up the new profile. This takes a few minutes. So just be patient. Let me see where we're at time-wise. All right, about 13 minutes. So as long as we have it under like 20 minutes of video, I think we should, I think you guys can watch me for 20 minutes, right? Hopefully you guys can. If not, sorry, I'm not really entertaining, right? Just kidding. But yeah, this is awesome. I'm enjoying Windows Server 2022 from like the hour and a half I've been messing with it, and we'll see what it's all about. Get a sip of tea. I love these green teas. Holy moly, this thing's taking a while to apply these computer settings. Come on, guy. You can do it. You can do it. I believe in you. Come on. I'm thinking if I, circle around it a little bit of, make it faster, but I guess it's not working. Fast. Come on. Holy snap. time is it over here? 8 o'clock. Ocho en punto. All right, let's get this thing crack-a-lacking. All right, while that's going, I need to put the air conditioner on because it's getting warm in here. And I think my AC went out. Yep, it did. I definitely need to get like a little portable unit for this room because it's like cooks in here, especially when I close the door, so you don't hear too much of the echo. It's definitely a pain. Definitely hot. I'm looking at this thing thinking this is a pain in the neck. Why is it taking so long? All right, finally. All right, so let's go ahead and do a little Control-Delete, and I'll show you guys the ways to log in. So like I said, we have InfoSec Pat /administrator, right? We can log in like this, and I want to use my domain admin password, and it's going to go ahead and log in, right? And we can also log in another way. I want to log out really quick and show you guys. You may know this, you may not. I don't know. I'm just going to see if you do, you do. But we can also log in like this. Other user, we can do administrator at, you see how now it says sign in to InfoSec Pat.local, and then I can put my password, and I can also log in as like that as well. There's both ways. All right, so now we have Active Directory installed. So if we go to local server, we should see that we connected to domain InfoSec Pat.local. On the dashboard, we can see we're probably going to be seeing Active Directory domain services, DNS, but we'll give this a few seconds to load. Okay, there we go. Now things are starting to populate. All right, so I hate these. Let's start these. I just like everything being green. Okay, perfect. So whatever. What service is this? Edge update. All right, who cares about that for now? All right, so now we have Active Directory installed, right? So now what we can do is go to Tools. I want to go ahead and open DNS. I want to go ahead and pin that down here. This is how I do it in the real world too. Active Directory domain, computers, users and computers. I want to go ahead and pin this. I'm going to do sites and services. And I want to go ahead and pin this. Okay, just because sites and services, sites, we only have our one default site. Servers, it's only going to have the one server. Okay, and this is what we're rocking with right now. Okay, so let's minimize this. This is Active Directory. So we have an Active Directory domain now. We go to domain controls. We only have one at the moment, which I think we only have one throughout this whole series. But we're going to go ahead and create. I want to go ahead and create another OU, new organizational unit, and I want to put VMware. And then I want to create a new one, another one called users. Users IT Lab. Okay. And then I want to create myself. So I'm going to put Pat. Okay, it's fine. Next, finished. Okay, I want to make him a domain admin, just so maybe in the real world you wouldn't do this, but in my world I'm going to. Just because. All right, cool. So now that's how you add a user. I'm trying to see what else was on this to-do list on the PowerPoint. Oh, test the NS lookup. All right, so let's see if we can get this to work. So DNS, let's see, DNS Forwarders. So we have our one record in here. So if we go ahead and launch NS lookup, you see how it says default server unknown, right? If we do NS lookup, it doesn't exist, all right? So now if we go ahead and add a reverse lookup zone, add a new zone, we're going to go ahead and next primary zone. We're going to go ahead and do all DNS servers that's running in our Active Directory, IPv4, and then in our case it's 192.168.99 for the third octet. Okay, next, finished. Come here, reload. Yep, refresh. Okay, let's go back here. We should see this. Let's go ahead and right click, update the pointer record because it's a PTR. Hit apply, hit next. Let's go back here. And now we have that PTR record. Okay, so now let's go ahead and try to open CMD and do NS lookup. Okay, that's fine. I want to fix some stuff here really quick. The reason why we see that is I want to change a few things. Let's go ahead and make this change because sometimes it gets out of whack, but see how it's 127.0.0.1? I'm going to make this 192.168.99.100. Okay, and then the secondary can be 120. We'll just leave that because we only have that one server. Okay. Okay, let's do that, it's fine. Let's exit out of here. Let's do an IP config, flush DNS. Let's do CLS, and let's do NS lookup again. And now we can see that the default server is the correct server. All right, so when we add records to our DNS server, for example, esxi01.infosecpat.local, we can resolve that. You know, our Windows 10 machine, everything else that we're going to add to our domain, we can resolve it. Okay, so now we should be good. So now it's resolving. So now, if I exit out of here, and if I do ping, if I ping this, why is it pinging IPv6? Did I enable that again? Crazy me. Let's see. I don't think I enabled that again, but maybe I did. No, IPv6 is not enabled. Interesting. All right, let's go look at DNS, see what DNS is saying. This is why we troubleshoot. All right, let's. All right, so everything is good here. Let's do path ping 192.168.99. Okay, cool. That's all good. All right. So everything is good. So it's resolving everything. Everything looks good, and we are golden. And that was the last thing that we're going to do here is test DNS. So in this video, what we did was set up Active Directory in our Windows Server 2022 environment. The next video, we're going to be installing Windows 11, and then we're going to be joining that Windows 11 machine to our domain, and then we'll get into installing ESXi and all that stuff. Right? Until next time, thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, hit the bells and whistles, and thank you.